Hey everyone, this is Love is Dead, and I'm coming to you with episode 4 of Pros in Pubs, and this is going to be Neil Caffrey, who's actually LGD Yao, and he is going to be playing the Lion, and he's gonna be playing the role solo
30
mid.
seconds to showtime.
So anyways, one thing I want to mention about Lion before we get started, PL isn't in this match, but I played against the PL with him recently, and you're probably going to be seeing a little more Phantom Lancer as he becomes more popular lately due to his buffs from a couple patches ago, and now he's being picked up in the pro scene as well. So, but anyways, Lion's pretty good against him because Mana Drain, which costs almost nothing, immediately destroys
Here we
one of his
go.
illusions at level 1, just gets rid of it completely. Hex will do the same, so immediately you can take out two of PL's illusions and then stun the rest of them,
Swiftly out
and
of
it's really quite
balance.
effective in stopping a PL push, especially in pubs. I know there's probably a lot of ways around it, but that is something you can do against him if you can quickly destroy his illusions before they start to spawn way too many of them. But anyways, he's going right into the mid lane. He sees he's against Templar Assassin. He has to back off here because Leshak's coming. Leshak misses that stun. If he had hit it, it was pretty good dodge here. Or I don't even know if it was intentionally. I think it was probably intentionally dodged. Um, but yeah, if he had hit that one, it might have been spelled a little more trouble. But anyway, Leshak backs off, goes back to his lane with his haste rune, and now it is just Lion versus Templar Assassin. And you see what he's doing right now is she only has 3 refraction charges, I guess, instances um, before they go away at level 1. So he's just going to be hitting her as much as he can in this lane and making sure that she has to back off early on because later on he's definitely gonna have a much harder time against Templar Assassin. But right now he's just working his way through the refraction charges, refraction instances, and trying to get last hits. You'll notice another thing he's going to be doing is he's going to be using Spike
Denied.
to make sure that when he can, he will hit her with it and deal damage. But if not, sometimes he'll use it to hit her so that she can't get a last hit, and he can get some of his own. That's another good thing you can do against her. You know, you can take out about one. You can take out one with the spike, and then you get about 2 more
That's a
clicks in
first
there
blood.
um, before she's
First
able to
blood.
move again. So
Come on, Bob James on
it's
big
a pretty good
chickens.
way to stop her. It's definitely a hard matchup, and he has to play aggressive early on and then has to back off later. She makes a big mistake
That
here,
is only
standing
the
where she
start
was.
of your
Only
suffering.
had didn't have enough refraction instances to save her from that. He hexes her up, spikes her, and then she goes down. He's going to push the lane as much as he can since she is not there. That's one of the ways he's going to limit her mobility in the lane. The In the side lanes, it is mostly you mostly want to keep the creep wave as close to your tower as
Radiant's mid
possible because
tower's
that's the
coming
safest
apart.
place. But depending on who you're faced up against in the mid lane, it can be a little more advantageous to push the lane, especially if you're going to go for the runes like he is. He just picked up his bottle. And I also gotta say, he started off. I forgot to mention this as I was talking about PL. He randomed this, so he has random gold, and that's why he started off with a null talisman, and still had enough money for 2 branches and some regen, which is a really good starting build for him. Anything he can do to combat Templar Assassin. Right now, he has the range advantage over her. Before she gets up side blades, he doesn't have she can withstand a lot more damage than he can, but she's been playing pretty timid actually. And let's see what she has. Oh, she's gonna get hit again. He's got the 2 illusions right now that was able to help him deal damage. He can also use those illusions to get rid of some of her charges. The charges go away when she gets hit by the creeps, so it's kind of a sloppy play by her. He takes a little bit more damage. And what does she have? She's only got 1 point in side blade, so she hasn't gotten too much range yet. So he still has the advantage there, and he's going to continue to pressure it. And as you can see, getting more last hits, charges, make sure she has to back off. Now he's going to try to go for the top rune. He used one of his illusions, as you just see right there, to scout it out. It looks like Tidehunter's going to take it from him, so he's
Invisibility.
not going to get that one. I think he's calling down the courier to do some bottle crow action. And he does need to keep his mana up because if he loses, if he doesn't have enough mana to keep spiking her and keep hitting her with Hex, he's going to have a much more difficult time in the lane. He's playing as aggressive as possible while she's still a little bit weaker. I mean, stun is a huge thing to have in the solo lane, especially a spike, because it is a line. It's a guaranteed stun. Right now, she is going to eat another stun. He waited until she didn't have refraction charges and then used it, because there are no last hits available for him to try to take with it, and he wasn't trying to stop her from getting last hits. He just wanted to deal damage. He's going to keep using it and just giving her a hard time, making sure she doesn't feel safe in the lane to stay there at all. Because essentially she's still a bit of a melee hero in turn. She's very, very low range until you start getting side blades up.
Towers seen better days.
And she's really not using it to harass him too much. So it definitely could be played better on her part. Now he's eating a little bit of, with the bottle, he's going to be pretty safe from the side blades. And he's still going to use, it's a guaranteed stun as I was talking about. We have Pudge rotating in. It's a guaranteed stun because you can just click on the hero and it'll automatically hit them. And it's a line stun, so you can get some last hits with it. And then take out Lina because she was way further up than she needed to be. And it's just really powerful with the ability to deal that much damage to multiple targets and stun them as well. And it's not like Sand King where he has to commit himself to it. So it looks like he's not going to bottle crow that one. He's going to, I think he delivered himself some boots and that was about it. But he's going to get the illusion rune, and it looks like Pudge is going to give it to him. Pudge is full mana. And they're just going to go around being a little bit of a gang squad. TA hasn't shown back up yet. I also should probably mention that it really looks like at least Pudge and Magnus, who will show up a little bit later, it looks like they are playing together, I think, just based on their movements. He's going to go in first right now. He's going to try to hit a stun. There we go. Or he's going to start off with the Hex. Nature Prophet's going to come in, and the stun is there. We have the Rot to make sure that she can't get away. And that's the end of Templar Assassin again. And they're just really focusing on her because what they have really is Tidehunter. He's not going to be too much of an issue later on or into the mid game. He's just going to have Ravage, and yeah, you're just going to pretty much accept that that's going to be there. Lina is probably going to be played as support. She's not going to be too big of an issue. But Templar Assassin is one of the heroes that can get out of control. Juggernaut can get out of control as well, and they are going to... I haven't seen exactly what they're doing to him because he hasn't been focusing on Juggernaut. But keeping down Templar Assassin early on in the game is quite important. So that's why they're committing all of what they have been to her. And you're going to note, Yao, he's going to be starting off his initiations. A lot of the time, if there's only one target he needs to hit, he will start off with a Hex and then deal some damage. Just wait for his teammates to show up, try to get a couple right clicks in while he can, and then hit it with the spike. He's gone max spike just to get more damage. More damage out of that one. It goes up to a little bit longer stun, and it goes up to 260 points of damage. He's going to go on Tidehunter right now, Obsidian Destroyer coming. He's a little bit late to the party, but he has his ultimate, so he's going to get rid of Tidehunter. Tidehunter goes down, and Lina is in the back here.
Radiant's top towers.
And I think they're able to take out Lina. He's not there. He needs a little bit more mana, so he's going to get the regen rune, pick that one up. TA's coming in behind him, and this is not a great position for him. His teammates would have to dive the tower, and I think he's going to be hit by Templar Assassin, backing off right now. But watch what he does right here. He's going to spike her while she doesn't have vision of him, pop off the regen rune, and that's going to put his health back up and help him and make sure that he gets away. So it was a really nice play there to... he didn't have vision of her when he did that, by the way. It was just because he knew if she was chasing him, she had to go down that way. So this is likely that if he hit her with a spike, if he hit a spike off, he was likely going to hit her. But now she's gotten a little bit more powerful. She has more refraction charges, and let's see exactly how many she's got. She's got 5 instances, I keep calling them charges, but they're instances. Anyways, back to Lion. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for him to be in the lane. He's not going to be playing as aggressive as he was before. But he's still going to be able to help out. They're going to be able to accomplish something in this lane, and they're going to get a gank off. We have another missed stun from Leshrac, and it looks like there's going to be Pudge is going to stun her up, get rid of her with the rot, and now they're going to pick up Leshrac here. You get another stun while he tries to get himself away. That's going to be the end of Leshrac, and Lina just shows up to the party here. I'm not really sure what she was expecting to accomplish, but she's not getting that out. So he's going to pick up another kill there. And he's saving up money right now, and that's going to be because he's going to go for his Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger on Lion means that you're going to have a really powerful initiation. And in this lineup, if they weren't playing the sort of massively gank squad where everyone is dealing damage and stunning and ganking and everything like that, it would be best if your Lion to pick up some, do a little bit of warding. And he's not going to pick up any here, but Lion doesn't benefit from farm a whole lot. It definitely could afford some wards if you don't have the kind of map awareness that these guys apparently do. He's going to go in here from Tidehunter as Tidehunter turns around, and he is not actually going to use Finger of Death. He's saving that one. Going to get a couple of right clicks in on Tidehunter. Tidehunter gets blocked by TA. We have a hook coming here taking TA away. Going to get the finish off the kill there, and now Pudge comes in. Stunning up TA, he's going to use his spike because he still doesn't have to use his Finger of Death, and just narrowly avoiding 2 stuns from Lina and Leshrac. Yeah, a little bit of weakness in the enemy team's lineup is that they don't have a guaranteed stun. Lina's and Leshrac's usually require some kind of setup stun before they can hit theirs. Unless you're, really good and you can predict people's movements and stuff like that. But anyways, Lion's effectiveness is going to be really good into the mid-game, and then it is going to be a little bit more difficult for him to continue to pick off heroes later on. So this is his time to shine, essentially. And now we're going to get an RP on Tidehunter. It was a little bit early, but I guess he kind of wanted it. I think he thought he could take out Tidehunter that way, but now he has his Blink Dagger up, but he's waiting outside the tower range because he doesn't really have vision of Tidehunter. Now they have vision of the Nature's Prophecy. He'll finish off the kill with his spike. Because if he tried to go in there and tried to spend time searching, he might have taken too much damage. Didn't want to eat a Ravage, things like that. But oh, here's a Shadow Blade Juggernaut. That's going to end him. He's actually not happy about it, and he's going to buy back, TP in, and actually spend a little bit of time trying to get Juggernaut. And you see he's pinging him. He really wants him dead.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
And he could have gone and gotten the tower here, but he really wanted to get that kill. And they're not going to miss again because he's got a Shadow Blade. It was up. And Juggernaut is able to get away. This time, he shows up from the backside here. Come here with the Buddha Blade. We have Tidehunter getting off his smash. We have a TP away. Buy back up on the Nature's Prophet, and he's going to try to. He's looking for this. I think he really wanted to get that last hit on the tower, but it wasn't there for him. And yeah, he's kind of looking at it, but they're definitely going to be able. They're just going to deny that one.
The Radiant disown their bottom tower.
So right now that still the game is in their favor. He just has to be a little bit more careful. He knows Juggernaut has a Shadow Blade, and that's kind of a nuisance. He's going to blink in and go invisible. Still really wants to kill in this bottom lane. Really wants to continue with his gangs. They're going to fight Tidehunter. We have a stun up to start with. Then there's going to be actually not going to use Hex. They're going to get Ravage, and they're able to survive it because there's no follow-through. The Ravage was tried to do defensively. I don't know. It was pretty much a waste. There wasn't anything that they were going to be able. Tidehunter was going to be able to accomplish there. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't use Hex. I think they thought, maybe he thought that Pudge was going to use his Dismember a little earlier. I'm not exactly sure, but they could have gotten it. They could have gotten Tidehunter to use Dead without having him use Ravage, or perhaps they wanted to bait out the Ravage so that that would be down for a little while, since they knew that they could eat it and still survive. Hard to say exactly, but that's what happened. He's purchasing up some power treads, which he's going to, I think most of the time he's going to keep them on int. And that's going to give him a bigger mana pool, which he needs, because if you can see, you have Figure of Death. It costs a lot of mana. Right now it's up on 420. As it goes into the later stage, when he gets to level 3 with that, it's going to cost 625. So that's a significant amount of his mana pool. That's right now it's just around half. Not exactly half. But using up 170 plus 200, that's 370 and 790. So about to cast all of his spells at once, you would need, what did I say? Yeah, he would need about 800 mana. So he would need about full mana to cast off his full set. And his mana regen right now isn't too high. It's like 2.8, so he's not gaining a lot of it. He's going to be still reliant on his bottle for most of that mana regeneration. And when he's not ganking, he's farming. And now they're going to go for, they're pulling up a smoke. This is really good gank squad, because Lion starts off with either a Hex or a Spike. And that should set up for a Pudge hook without too much of a problem. But they do need to find someone first. I'm going to hang out up here. And this is a pretty good spot, although they're going to be revealed off. Tidehunter hasn't seen them yet. They know he's there. They're finding out that he went up to the top here. Blinking up in. Hex is going to start off with. Then we're going to have Dismember running in from Pudge. And a Spike. And I think that was finished off by the hook.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
But yeah, as you can see, those two spells took out most of his mana. So he's going to teleport himself back. And the only regen he has for mana really is still that bottle. He just finished purchasing up a magic wand, so that's going to be, as he gets later on, it's still quite an effective item to have. I think, no, he purchased, I think I'm a little bit behind. I may have mixed that one up. But anyways, we did talk about the magic wand. It's got 0 charge right now, but even in the later part of the game, it's really quite useful, especially on squishy heroes like this. Just a blink in, quick initiation, getting to finish off with Shrek because he's quite squishy. We have an RP on 1, and he's going to be finished off with a shockwave. If not, that punch hook was probably going to hit. But anyways, the magic wand is really good, even if you get into the later part of the game. If you just try and escape, you can get just a little bit more hit points to get away. It can really save your life. Really an effective item, and useful on just about any, I would say just about any hero. Probably like 90% of them. It's a good use of money if you buy a magic wand, especially since it uses those 3 GG branches that you buy at the beginning of the game, or you can buy 3 if you wish to. And they're continuing trying to go with this Pudge and Lion gank squad that they have set up, but still looking for some heroes to kill. And he's gonna blink in right here. He's blinking in right now just to save his teammates. He wants to stun them up too. They want to eat a Tidehunter Ravage. They was able to stun up Tidehunter and make sure that most of them were able to get away. So that was a bit of a sacrifice, or if he died, that would have been a sacrifice. Pretty well worth it. But he was able to escape from it. And I don't know if you noticed, if you pick up an invis rune, if you hit the invis and then immediately do 1 bottle charge, you'll still stay invisible, which is what he just did. So you can kind of double tap that and still get a little bit of regen out of it. They see Templar Assassin up here. They're going to have a blink in from Magnus. We have 1 stun. The refraction instances are still there. That's not going to be much. We have Leshrac stun, taking mana from him. But the Rod is dealing here a ton of damage. Now Obi is here, going to finish up. And on the backside, There's a lot going on. Ravage is going to be popped off here, but Cloak coming in, getting the wrong person. And Templar Assassin buys back into the game and going to be trying to finish off Juggernaut on the backside. Pudge is going to go down for it, but that is the rest of their team. If he did not blink into that specific spot, he would have been dead. And that would have been a team wipe. But they did have I think they had 2 buybacks there. I think. So, I guess it's about an even trade. And right here, Leshrac, since he hit that first, I think he could have gotten the kill because I'm pretty sure Leshrac is faster than Lion. And if he just used Edict, I think he could have gotten the kill, but he backs off anyway. Maybe he didn't check how much mana that Lion had. And he's worried about Finger of Death or something like that. Because if he has the Spike Finger of Death combo, that will melt Leshrac for sure. Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind with Lion, you're an entire team's worth of stun. You have, or disable, I guess is a better word for it. You have a Hex which takes out someone for up to 4 seconds. They are turned into a useless frog. And then you have a Spike which can get at least, you should be able to get in a team fight, probably hit about 2 people with it. So that's 3 heroes that are stunned for, a couple seconds, allowing an initiation from your team. And with a Blink Dagger, you can be the first one in and still be quite safe. You gotta be a little bit quicker with your fingers though, and it's important to pick out the right heroes to stun. They've been focusing on Tidehunter and TA because they're 2 big important teamfight heroes. Right now they're going to try to find themselves Juggernaut. He's going to spin up, he's going to have a hard time getting away from this. He's going to have a Shadow Blade, and apparently he's going to spin in Shadow Blade. He's going to pop off an Omni Slash, it's going to take out 2 of them. No, I think Leshrac finished off that kill. And we have Pudge Hook that's going to hit. And so close, he's going to deny himself. But Nature's Prophet is here.
You've gone green, I see.
And it's going to be Shadow Blade Wars. And after this, he's actually going to buy a Gem of True Sight after watching this sort of miserable display here. Shadow Blade up again, and look at this, Nature's Prophet gets away. And I think I heard Juggernaut pop his off. Anyways, there's his Gem of True Sight. And so this is a part of the game where it's really now up to the rest of his team because he doesn't have a whole lot more that he can provide in a team fight. His ganks cannot be just by himself. Tidehunter is pretty tanky. He's not going to be able to finish off Templar Assassin by himself. Juggernaut has magic immunity. He could probably, if he's good, can find if he gets kind of lucky, he could find himself Lina or Leshrac. But ultimately, he's going to have to rely on his teammates to gank with him. Anyways, as you can see, I think he's also with Nature's Prophet just based on how quickly Nature's Prophet is moving around with that. OD seems to be on his own, and perhaps he might be with Magnus as well, but I'm not sure. If they are exercising control into their jungle, they're going to find him with their True Sight, going to pop off the ultimate. Nature's Prophet's going to come in with the Kill Steal right there. I say Kill Steal, I'm just kidding. Not really. Ravage is going to be popped off. He blinks out of that one, but he's going to let go of his Pudge. And sometimes that's the right decision. He took out a Jug, might as well not lose 2 heroes and just use Pudge. That's a pretty even trade. Actually, probably even more. I think the whole game is really a lot more dependent on Juggernaut than it is Pudge. So it's a pretty decent trade. And you can see he's going to come in here, blink in, going to start off with an Impale Stun, pop up the Illusion Rune, Magnus is going to come in, and I think Nature's Prophet is the last hit right there. And that was really a poor decision for Tidehunter to be up that far by himself. I mean, it's a very vulnerable spot when you've lost control of your jungle. And Tidehunter especially is the whole team fight. He really needs those Ravages to hit correctly, or else his team, he's going to lose a lot for his team.
Getting banged up.
So being that far ahead with Tidehunter on your own with no vision of the enemy, it's definitely a bad decision. So try to keep playing him, make sure you don't do something like that. We're going to have an RP coming in here. He's going to steer himself away. OD's popping off his ultimate. But there wasn't... Lion did not see... It looks like our friend Yao here did not see a good initiation. Hide himself. The trees are still looking for... trying to pick off another hero. I see that most of them they have vision of most of them in the mid lane. I think they had him on the top lane too, so they know there's no one in here, I think. I think they're just going to try to push this lane. Anyways, as far as the items go, he hasn't really picked up much else. Tread's given him a little bit more survivability. A little bit faster with the right clicks, but that doesn't really do much damage. And now Lina is here by herself, and this is yet another problem. Blink in from one, stun up again, and we have a shockwave going through, Hexed up to stop her. So I said earlier that he's going to cast Hex first. That's not really that true. They're going in here trying to get closer to Pudge so that they can steal the Omni Slash away from him, but they do end up losing 2 to it. He's going to pop off his haste, and they're actually not going to chase him up the area, up the vision here.
Bottom tower.
He's in a dangerous spot, but he has a haster, so he's not too worried since they don't have a really guaranteed stun. But Nature's Prophet is down on the bottom lane, and that's why he was here, to try to help him out and be able to let him take that tower. He's not going to be able to hit the initiation on Juggernaut. But they're still going to push in that lane. Nature's Prophet's just going to TP himself out behind these two. And he has to run up. He doesn't have Boots of Traveler, the mobility that Nature's Prophet does. He's watching his team, making sure he knows what's going on. Ravage has popped off. Another Ravage that didn't really do a whole lot. I think they got OD for it, so yeah, I guess it's not too bad. But this part of the game, it's not too great to just hit one without a team fight with your Ravage, but better than nothing. Anyways, I'm going to chase him up here, going up, try to find the vision of him, and now they do it. The Hex is going to stop it, and there we go. So, it's hard to say. It depends on really what you want to accomplish, if you want to start off with a Hex or if you want to start off with a Spike. If what you really do is want to hold someone in place because you know you can't kill them, like Templar Assassin, a Hex would be a good idea to start off with, and then a Spike, because then you don't have to waste your damage. So if you really need to come in and finish off someone quickly, then start off with a Spike. Otherwise, probably better to go with, otherwise, yeah, it's situational. And they're still looking for more ganks. That's the power of their lineup. As you can see, Pudge is a huge ganker, you have Magnus is a huge ganker, Lion's a huge ganker, Nature's Prophet's a good pusher ganker, and OD is the carry. That's why we haven't seen, he should have been, I haven't really been watching him at all, but he should have been farming. Nature's Prophet dying again and buying back. But still, exercising control of the enemy's jungle, making sure that they're not able to get any types of farm. But as I said, this is why it'd be better to buy, better for Lion to spend money on things like wards if you needed them, which they don't because they're just roaming around the entire place anyway. Just because he's not really going to carry into the late game. He's not going to be able to push into the base, really, because what does he have? He has Spike, and then that's just about it to push with. He needs Hex, will need teammates to be able to use, because you're going to be up against a couple people when you're going up into the base. And Finger Death's just a gigantic nuke, so you're going to be reliant on your teammates to get into the base, and they're going to be the ones tanking up damage or pushing in or something like that. I think we're just going to watch another team fight, and that's going to be about it, because there's not too much he does after this that is really too important. Just a bit of farming until they can get enough of an advantage to safely push in. They don't want to push in without knowing that they can take the base. They don't want to lose to a team wipe
Radiant's
something
mid
like
tower
that.
could use a hand.
And he has purchased up a Dagon. A Dagon helps him scale a little bit more because this gives him more damage for his to combine with against his stun. And we have Magnus. He's gotten a little bit too far, skewers himself away, and it looks like they're going to find themselves Juggernaut, which is actually pretty quick reaction time. And find him up in the woods over here. They don't want to use an Omni Slash. They're going to be very careful about that one. It looks like they're going to lose themselves. Blade Fury coming out. They're going to find themselves Nature's Prophet. We have RP on everyone. And that's going to be the end of that. Mixing that up, following that up with a stun is going to make sure that they are locked down and can't do anything. So that's a good combo right there with Magnus. Anyways, that's about the effectiveness of Lion. And they do end up winning. But really, it's just a bit of a farm fest until they get that up, and that's about everything you really need to know about Lion in this context, anyways. So thank you guys for tuning in. Love is Dead, and this is Frozen Pup episode 4. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you.